Something big is happening in leadership, and almost nobody is talking about it. Leadership is being rewired in real time. Full time roles are shrinking, budgets are tightening, teams are getting smaller. AI is accelerating everything. And in the middle of all this change, a new kind of leader is rising fractional executives. Not because it's trendy, not because people want flexibility, but because this is the only leadership model that matches the economics, the speed, and the volatility of the world we're living in today. And if you're an experienced exec, this moment is your leverage. Right now, fractional hiring is exploding. Founders are shifting away from full time leadership teams, and deep expertise is becoming more valuable, not less. We're living through the biggest transformation in leadership since the rise of the internet, and fractionals are at the center of it. Today, I'm going to show you the data behind this shift, the 5 forces driving it, and what it means for your future. Because once you understand the change happening right now, you will never look at leadership or your own career the same way again. This is the future of leadership, and it's fractional. If you're a seasoned leader, you've probably felt this shift before you even saw the data. You've felt the market tighten. You've seen roles disappear. You've watched younger, cheaper, less experienced people get hired into positions that you once owned. You've given decades to your craft, but the system around you has changed. And many executives feel stuck between two worlds: the old world that no longer values them, and the new world they haven't figured out how yet to enter. Some feel invisible, some feel underpaid, some just feel like they have more to give, but fewer places to give it. If that's you, you're in the right place. Because the shift you're feeling, it's real, and it's not your fault. The leadership model used for the last 50 years is breaking financially, operationally, and structurally, and a new one is taking its place. This isn't about consulting, this isn't about freelancing, and this certainly isn't piecemeal project work. This is a structural transformation in how companies access senior leadership. It's not a trend, it's a correction. It's not a fad, it's definitely an evolution, and it's for sure not a side gig. It's a new category of leadership. And if you understand it now, you will be years ahead of the market. So let's break down the 5 forces driving this shift. This is the shift framework, and it explains exactly why the future of leadership is fractional. Budgets broke before leaders did. The data is clear. Startups are burning 20 to 40% less cash than they were just 5 years ago. They're expected to have a longer runway. What was 12 months is now 18 to 24. Series A rounds, they're smaller, they're later, and they're harder to raise. Payroll inflation has priced full time executives out of reach. The cost of one VP or C level hire now equals multiple fractional engagements. 95% of startups cannot afford a full time leadership team, but all of them desperately need leadership. That gap didn't exist 10 years ago. It exists now, and it's only widening. Startups don't have a talent problem, they have a payroll problem. Companies aren't replacing full time leaders because they don't want them. They're replacing them because the economics make full time leadership impossible. Fractional executives are the solution to an economic equation founders can't escape. And that is why demand is exploding. Experienced leaders are leaving corporate, and corporate is letting them. For the first time in modern history, 56% of executives over 55 feel pushed out. Ageism is rising. Middle management is collapsing. And deep expertise, it's undervalued internally. Work preference has changed forever. And this part is key. Highly skilled execs want meaningful work, not endless politics. And the data shows it. 63% of experienced leaders want flexibility. 72% want project based or fractional work. And only 9% want return to office heavy corporate roles. Executives didn't quit corporate quit them. Fractional isn't a fallback, it's the professionalization of a new kind of a career, one where experience is an asset, not a liability. Companies don't need permanent leadership, they need fractional leadership. AI, automation, and lean teams have changed the leadership equation. Most companies don't need a full time COO, a full time CFO, a full time CRO, a full time CMO. What they need is expertise on a permanent part time basis. And it usually starts with a short burst: a 30-day audit, a 120-day transformation, a 6-month strategy, a system install, or a leadership overhaul. Companies don't need you full time. They need you at the right time. This isn't about replacing jobs. It's about matching leadership supply to leadership demand. The days of bloated executive teams are over. Fractional is the leaner, smarter alternative. Deep expertise used to be expensive. Today, inefficiency is expensive. 82% of founders want senior leadership, but only 17% can justify full time executive salaries. This creates an unavoidable new truth. Founders don't want generalists. They want specialists with systems. And fractionals are perfectly positioned because they bring pattern recognition, faster ramp time, less overhead, lower risk, clearer ROI, and systematized execution. In today's economy, expertise isn't a luxury, it's efficiency. Companies hire fractional leaders because the value is immediate and undeniable. Fractional leadership is becoming the default, not the exception. And this shift is happening across roles, across industries, and company sizes. Fractional CFOs, they went mainstream first. Fractional COOs followed. Fractional CMOs came next. Fractional CTOs and CIOs next. Fractional CHROs are rising fast. And now fractional CRO, CPO, and nonprofits are following along. This is no longer a workaround. It's a new category of leadership. Fractional is not the alternative, it's the upgrade. And leaders who position themselves now will be the ones category defining founders look to as this movement grows. Here's the truth. The world didn't stop needing leaders. It stopped being able to afford the old model of leadership. Fractional work is the future because it removes the friction between what companies need and what experienced leaders want. Startup, they get access to senior talent they could never afford full time. Small businesses get systems and strategy that change their trajectory. Executives get freedom, fulfillment, and control. Everyone wins. And that's why this movement is accelerating so fast. Fractional leadership isn't a trend, it's a redesign, a reallocation, a rebalancing. It's the evolution of leadership for a world that's defined by speed, uncertainty, and specialization. And if you've spent years mastering your craft, this is your moment because for the first time, your experience has leverage. If this resonated with you, if you feel like you're standing at the edge of something new and exciting, if you can feel this shift happening, just know you're not imagining it. You're early. This channel is where we break down the systems, the strategies, and the frameworks that help fractional executives build predictable, sustainable, high impact businesses. If you want to go deeper, start with the My Start Here playlist. It walks you through the entire Fractional OS framework step by step. And if you're ready to move from, I think this is possible, to, I am building this for real, then you're exactly who I built this channel for. Subscribe now, and welcome to the movement. This is Fractional OS, where systems get your next client, because the future of leadership is fractional.